This is fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine here. The German ultimatum. Unhappy with our recent expansion into their territory, the Reich has given us the chance to right our supposed faults and join the Reichspakt alliance. They strongly insist that disobeying their request will result in an immediate declaration of war, for which we are not at all prepared. So we join the Reichspakt. We say, come and get us. We can always leave. How many divisions do you have, Germany? Yeah, slightly outnumbered. Ever so slightly outnumbered. I mean, you are in different time zones. You can attack them 1 hour early. Oh, that's true. Oh, you can't leave. It's Kaiserreich. Right. So we'll be a German minion forever and ever and ever. God damn it, I did not click that! I was trying to drag the window, then noticed my cursor was stuck over that damned thing. No! Not happening! I haven't actually decided if I'm going to do it or not, but I'm not going to be forced upon it by a freaking bug. Damn it, Kaiserreich! Actually, that's Hearts of Iron more than Kaiserreich. There it is. Support the resistance. Hi. So how does this impact the diplomatic stuff? We don't know. I get a claim on Flanders, I get a claim on Maritime Flanders. I suspect that I already have those. Yes. Okay, so this can still be done. Even if I'm in the Reichspakt. Because we're independent. Flanders, one of the following must be true. Country is the Netherlands or is a subject of the Netherlands. They will be, well they are a subject of the Netherlands. And also, I need to move the armies up. Let's not forget that. Ally France. You can't just ally people in this. Need to do a focus. Alright, here's the ultimatum. I mean, this does throw us into the war a hell of a lot earlier, which I'm kind of okay with. We all know that Germany doesn't care for Belgium. They're attacking us because they're still salty we chose GMT over CST. Or CET. No, I'm not buying Germany. Not now. The balance of power has begun to shift, straining the delicate post-Welsh Creek thingy. Alright, so let's cancel you lot and then send you down here because this is clear. Oh, yeah, I'm not responsible for that bit. I'm responsible for this bit. I'm also Union Socialista Cristiana wins the election. Socialist Republic of Italy has ended with the Union Giacomo Mattioli being in charge. I'm going to split half of you out. We're going to add you to a different unit and we're going to have you protecting the naval bases. Because, you know, those perfidious Albion is a thing. Ah, that's better. And now I want a defensive-minded commander like Hein Terporten. Hein Terporten, probably. Could really do with some more infantry. Still can't do any of these. Oh, I see. We can't do that until we've actually stabilised the country. I understand. Now, I assume that this is a political thing that we need to do too. Because I've got the Dutch army. Alright, well, I guess we continue developing our submarine. Or we could try and get Fokker so we can start building some better aircraft. Let's do that. Air power has already been shown to be useful in the Weltkrieg, and we can only anticipate its need increasing. We need to lay a firm foundation for air power in the Netherlands to keep up with the foreign enemies. Also, do we need to buy more steel? No. Right, because we get steel from Belgium. Those famous Belgian mountains. And there's the Dutch army plan. Tensions are running high around us, causing our army staff to hold a meeting to decide upon a doctrine for our army. The more traditional part of the general staff wishes to concentrate on defence of our country, repairing and reactivating the traditional defensive lines, making use of water to stop the enemy. However, some note that these tactics may not work anymore due to the changing nature of warfare, and have expressed the Dutch army should be a highly mobile force, capable with motorised troops and tanks to respond to threats quickly and decisively. More naval-orientated officers, however, see the role of the army to be a subsidiary to the naval force, with an army of specialists conducting operations around the Empire, allowing for a small but highly efficient army, while the Navy keeps the enemy at bay. Army is useless cowering, and bunkers, trucks and tanks are what we need. Plus a strong Navy. You are now a defensive force, so your colour should be different. And you are the Dutch army, not Navy. So you need to be super bright orange. Which is actually surprisingly difficult to do in this. There we are. Although it's more red. Damn it. Does my join Entente focus require no faction, or can I still join the Entente? No, it requires no faction. I mean, this actually is a good thing, because if I was in the Entente, if I started taking over Britain, I'd basically have to give it to Canada. But now that I'm not on Canada's side, I can keep it for myself and reinstate the Dutch personal union over the Great Britain. So we are very much trying to create the Greater Netherlands here. We have a goal, Greater Netherlands. And Navy training? How's this going? You. Huzzah! 2003, Common C6. Thank you very much for the Twitch sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Mordlings. Hello, hello, hello. So you lot are returning home. I don't really want to start these training until we've got the destroyers back. I mean, we should be refitting these fairly quickly at this point, but we do still need to wait. Princess Juliana announces engagement. It's been observed that the Crown Princess Juliana has been seeing Prince Bernhard zur Lippe Blestefeld, whom she had met at the Winter Olympics earlier this year, but the announcement of their engagement with him over the radio still took the nation by surprise. Despite the hardships the people are enduring in these trying times due to the effects of Black Monday crisis, this comes as a welcome cheer, and joy is evident throughout the country. Crumbling of the pillars. Dutch society has long been held stratified into distinct social groups referred to as pillars. These pillars all have their own social institutions, their own newspapers, broadcasting organisations, political parties, trade unions and farmers' associations, banks, schools, hospitals, universities, scouting organisations and sports clubs. Some companies even hire only personnel of a specific religion or ideology. This has led to a situation where many people have no personal contact with people outside of their own pillar. However, the recent economic crisis has shaken the established order to its core. Economic hardship has spread socialist ideology beyond its established pillar, with syndicalists and council communists emboldened by the rhetoric emanating from Paris. At the same time, many young and unemployed from the more traditional rightist pillars are feeling disenfranchised and abandoned by their condition, turning instead to the radical nationalist parties such as the Alliance for National Reconstruction or the VNH to restore stability and prosperity to the Kingdom of the Netherlands. dear God, no! More stability loss. Because of course there is. Have I designated a flagship? No. That costs command power, doesn't it? Russian Republic has declared war on Alash Order, so the Socialists might actually stand a chance here. Because they're fighting everyone and anyone. Willem from Orania, you should be Pride of the Fleet. Oh. No, you can do this. Okay. Willem from Orania. There we are. Pride of the Fleet. Huzzah. The Germans own Luxembourg and Wallonia. That's true. One day. The Sutario petition. A petition has been passed by the Volksrat that arrived in the meeting on the desk of Prime Minister Carlijn, having been sent to us by the Governor-General Bonifacius de Jonge. Apparently, the petition calls for Congress to speak about the future of the status of the Dutch East Indies within the kingdom. The Volksraad has already removed all time limits, the original proposal included, so the Prime Minister has the choice already when to handle it in the House of Representatives. Somewhere next year sounds good. Now, has that added a new focus tree? No. I'm really curious about this focus tree thing. Right, we didn't change your engines, did we? That's fine. I do think we need to change the cruiser engines. It's almost like the 1920s to 40s was a time of social upheaval in the world. I know! Crazy! Greetings from Ohio. Greetings back to you from the UK. Can now choose an army focus. Yes, that's true, I can. But I already have a focus. I'm doing the Dutch Air Force. And then after this, I think I am going to do Fokker. Because then I can start doing air research faster. And get some companies going. The amount of detail in this game is overwhelming. I mean, that's Kaiserreich. Kaiserreich's detail is ridiculous. Absolutely, completely and utterly bonkers. Yeah, don't look at Hearts of Iron 3. That is true. Hearts of Iron 3 has even more ridiculous levels of detail. Germany Stasia has declared war on the Indo-Chinese Union. Rise of the radical left and the Christelijke Nationale Alliantie. After the SDAP co-founder P.J. Troelstra's abortive attempt at founding a Dutch republic in 1918, the non-committal response by the party's moderate wing, the more radical revolutionary elements, have abandoned the Social Democrats in order to pursue their hopes of overthrowing the old system in a more like-minded company. The SDAP's slight drift rightwards has only emboldened their radical counterparts in the Revolutionaire Socialiste Arbeidspartij, or the RSAP, a relatively small party in parliament that sees itself as Troelstra's successors, working within the system to overthrow it. Even further to the left and outside the realm of conventional parliamentary politics, the Nationaal Arbeidssecretariat, or the NAS, is the primary syndicalist labour organisation in the Netherlands, seeking to replace the old system in its entirety and restructure it according to the French model with tacit support from Paris. In many ways, similar, the Council Communists and their election boycotting KAPD rally behind the astronomer and Marxist theorist Anton Pannekoek. Your name is really Anton Pancake. Nice. There are even some for whom the Syndicalist Council Communist approach is too conservative. The Patriotten, authoritarian socialists led by David Wijnkoop and Paul de Groot, see themselves as the guardians of the revolution, claiming to intend to keep it away from its tendency of failing to a new elitism. Many of their ideas are consistent with the ideology the International recently codified as vanguardism. With all these factions vying for a chance to leave their mark on the history of the Netherlands, the parliamentary democratic system is well and truly under siege from the left. More radical leftists, good lord. More stability lost. Fantastic. For decades, the Dutch parliament has been dominated by the various religious parties. The Calvinist ARP and the CHU, the Catholic RKSP, have held a most convincing majority in the government and have been the source of almost all ministerial appointments. However, they can no longer count on the unconditional and unwavering support of their respective pillars. While still dominant in their own spheres, they are losing ground to the far left and the far right fringe movements, and even amongst the moderate audience, the pull of the left Liberals and the Social Democrats is growing, with each of these parties bleeding votes, and despite the pillar's strict separation in daily life, they are now attempting to cash in on the decades-long cooperation by erasing their party lines. The formation of the Christian National Alliance, or the CNA, is likely going to cost them more votes in the long run, but the consolidation of the parliamentary seats and the popular support still makes the CNA a political juggernaut that dwarfs all other parties. Time will tell whether this is enough to counteract the increasing erosion of the voter base, and whether the primacy of God in politics is coming to an end. Good grief, that was a mouthful. United in faith. More stability loss. Social Conservatives are now the Christelijke Nationale Alliantie. Fighting Germany as Belgium now. Wish me luck. Good luck! I chose not to do that. How much stab have I lost is now 43. Oh, it's well over 43%. I mean, the stability right now is sitting at 28%. So we lost, what was it, 36, then another 7 is 43, another 2 is 45. And I still feel like we're missing at least one destabilizing here. I think we're probably about 50% by now. Hey, Magpie. Indochina declares independence. After the Weltkrieg, Germany seized French Indochina, but stability wasn't restored until Germany crushed the South China revolutionaries in 1926. Now, Indochinese nationalists and leftists under a coalition government called the Viet Minh have risen up against the colonial regime after quoting the French Declaration of the Rights of Man and the American Declaration of Independence. Nguyen An Ninh, the head of the Viet Minh, condemned the brutal German oppression of the free people and reaffirmed the Indochina's nation's right to independence. You guys are still training. That's fine. How many ships are you still waiting for? Can't be very many. I just don't remember how many you started with. And I'm a little bit surprised that you're getting the reinforcements before these guys are. Or the refitted ships. Holland shirt's quite hideous. I love it. It's great, isn't it? It is the Queen's birthday and thus the national holiday Koninginnendag. People from across the country are celebrating the monarchy, but surely also what it means to be Dutch. As usual, Queen Wilhelmina and the rest of the royal family are not taking part in public festivities due to the need to maintain their royal dignity. Still, thousands of well-wishers are gathered outside the Soestdijk Palace with flags crying out with joy. Hip hip hurrah! Political power plus 20. Yeah, this isn't historical, this is alternate history. What if the Germans won the First World War, which is why I like Germany still as Prussia and stuff like that. And why there is suddenly a Mittelafrika down here, because that's the German African colony. And the Allgemeine Ostasiengesellschaft, which is German China. The Dutch Air Force, complete. Marvellous. I do think I'm going to get Fokker now. Is that going to give me a free aeroplane model? I have a feeling it might. D11, it is. Huh. Fokker, situated in Amsterdam, has long been a dominant force in the civil aviation market. We should take the designs and adopt them for military use, lending our fighter craft extended range, agility, and firepower. And the appropriate song started at just that time. I love the Dutch and Kaiserreich, more death than Germany. Yeah, they've done a ridiculous job on this. Like, way more than I'd realised. Does AOG have a tree yet? Nope. And they won't until the China update. Flight of the Mordred. Flight of the Valkyries. It's Viking. Oh, we got the political power once again. We can't get partial mobilisation until war support's at 25%, although we are now at 20%. But I think I'm going to spend this, weirdly enough, on even more legislated freedoms. We're going to get Phillips, aren't we? The Ordan riots. The Ordan district of Amsterdam, traditionally a socialist stronghold, has erupted into violence. Dissatisfaction with the inadequate employment provisions provided by the current government have, likely after prodding and agitation by syndicalist or council communist organisations, boiled over into a public protest. The protest turned into a riot as several groups of young men in black uniforms appeared out of the alleyways and descended upon the crowd with clubs, bricks and broken bottles. With the police unable to restore order, the mayor was forced to call in several army units to disperse the crowds. Even more stability lost. Why not? Brawling in the streets, which grants daily political power gain minus 0.2, but weekly stability plus 0.7. Interesting. Wonder how long that's going to last. Because I'm actually kind of okay with that. We'll keep brawling in the streets, it makes us more stable. There's dispersed industry. Marvellous. So that's all the 36 technologies of that done. We will need to get radio at some point, but I would very much like to begin fleet and being research, I think. Let's begin. Let us begin. I'm wondering if I want to start getting some of these done. Right, the other question was, am I going to get Fokker if I research it? Or Phillips. Gains Phillips. Oh, yeah, we got Fokker already. Gains Speicher Trompenberg. Oh, we get that one for free. Interesting. If we go with the big business, that is. If we don't, then... oh, we get factories. Oh, I actually kind of prefer this, because getting factories is really difficult. These are building slots, and that's really important. Like, this is basically just saving us 150 political power, because we already have this. That gets us 2 building slots versus 2, 4, 6. And 6 building slots is a huge deal. %, now lost, if not more. What was that last hit? That was 5%? So yeah, 54 minimum. Wait, I can't have Helfrich as the Chief of the Navy? What madness is this? Yes, I think I am going to use the political power. Oh, I can't. It doesn't exist. Huh. I need to change your colour. That's really confusing. because red is usually my tank colour. They've changed these base colours, haven't they? I don't like it. We'll go with yellow. Yes. I really do have to ask, is this the most unstable country I've played in Hearts of Iron 4 vanilla or modded? Probably. I'm trying to think if there's anyone who's worse. It's probably the most unstable country that doesn't seem to erupt into a civil war. I mean, I do remember when we got to minus 1,000 political power with Russia. But that's not stability. I reckon they probably would do stability now. Yeah, I know I was paused. I was thinking. Kin Sushi, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, it's Twitch Prime Day, which means that if you give bits, then I get 10% more. So bits are good, especially today. Is it me that gets it as a charity? I'm pretty sure it's me. Speaking of charity, I am doing a charity event on Saturday together with Templin Institute and some of their other buddies. So that should be really good, because that's going to be at... what was the time again? 9 o'clock? I think? No. 10 o'clock? It's one of those two. It's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock on Saturday. So if you want to come along and cheer on some good charity stuff, then check that out. Russian Republic took 9 states. Donkopen Union is gone. Formation of the Landwacht. In the wake of the Jordan riots, the police very rapidly found out the black-shirted youths were laying to the crowd of protesters and who disappeared the moment the soldiers turned up were more than just random thugs. These figures represent the first public appearance of the Landwacht, a paramilitary organisation set up by the VNH, supposedly led directly by Cornelius van Geelkerken himself. Since the Jordan, the Landwacht has popped up all over the country, standing watch at VNH rallies and assemblies, disrupting meetings of left-wing organisations, and occasionally fighting in the streets against their syndicalist counterparts, the Nationale Rode Front, or the Red Front. Their disciplined militaristic marches throughout the streets of major cities draw large crowds and drum up more recruits, especially amongst the youth. The Landwacht is rapidly becoming a force to be reckoned with, and their numbers are still expanding. It's unlikely they'll stay silent during the elections. More stability loss, 2%. Liberalism in the Netherlands is under siege. The largest liberal party, the traditionalist LSP, has steadily been losing ground over the recent years. Many members, disillusioned by the perceived failures of the old system, are being drawn to the radical nationalists of the VNH, and now also the promise of a large power bloc like the CNA. This has led to left-leaning VDP becoming the largest liberal party in the country, as they are losing members at a much slower rate. Although there is little likelihood of them winning the elections this year, there is still hope that the LSP can portray themselves as a credible, moderate alternative to the conservative and increasingly authoritarian CNA. Another 2% lost. Whoa, Stubbers! Thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate that. Thank you for those bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you can see, you can do the little plus 100 afterwards. So, nice one. Kingdom of Spain can go to minus 90% stability. Really? Yikes. Right, there's Fokker, so we've got that done. Iron Guard Romania is justifying against us. It's probably against Germany, demanding their oil fields back again. Alright then, I think I'm going to get the Fokker fighters. It takes 35 days. And I'm really hoping that that gives us some free stuff. The Fokker D-17 forms the bulk... No, 17. The other one was a 12, wasn't it? Forms the bulk of our fighter squadrons and served us well as a sturdy and agile machine. Now is the time for a replacement suitable for our needs, and who can do that better than Fokker? D-17. Oh no, that's a 21. That's the 17.